Hi, I'm Pam Cullen from 3 Mile Pond Girl Creates, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Augusta, Maine. Today, I'd like to show you how I created this Christmas card using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set from the annual catalog. So this is not a difficult card, but I think it's pretty showy, and one of the things that you could do is if you have a lot of folks on your Christmas card list that you need to send cards to, then this is a great card for mass producing a lot of cards. So let me show you some of the products we're going to be using. We're going to use the Perfectly Plaid stamp set, which is a carryover from last year's catalog, and it was very, very popular. And it's one of my favorites because it has a lot of nice Christmas sentiments in there that you can use. And it also coordinates with this pine tree punch. So you can stamp these tree images and use this punch to punch them out to give yourself a little bit more interest on your card. So both of those are available in the annual catalog. So the paper, this designer series paper that I'm going to be using today is one of the celebration items that you can get with a purchase of $50 or more. So let me show you this paper because I think it's really, really pretty. So this is, these are some of the papers that you get in this set, and I love this one. This is a crumb cake plaid and the reindeer, and of course you have your pretty red and green patterns with your snowflakes, and this one I really, really like, and I have a thought for a card for that one coming up, so stay tuned for that. And then these two plaids. And so it really, really is beautiful paper. And again, the only way you can get this paper is through Celebration. And so you would do that with a $50 or more order. So Celebration is coming along with the launch of the July to December mini catalog, which has a lot of holiday, Halloween, a lot of great seasonal products in there. I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet, but if you'd like one, then please just message me in the comments, and I'll reach out to you and get your contact information and get one right out to you. And along with that, I will send you the Celebration catalog, which has a lot of great stuff, and I'm going to be featuring some more of the things from that catalog coming up in my further videos. So stay tuned for that. So let's dig into this card a little bit. So here are the pieces that we're going to use. So again, there's a lot of layering that goes along with this card, and don't worry about getting all of the measurements now because I'll put all those in the description below this video. So so here we go. Here is the inside card. So you're going to start out with a card base of 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Then you're going to have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of real red, and then a piece of 5 by 3 3/4 basic white for the inside for your sentiment piece. Then for the outside, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of real red, followed by a 5 by 3 3/4 piece of basic white. And then your layering pieces, this designer series paper is 4 by 2.5, and I believe this one is 2 by 4, and this one would be 1. Well, I don't remember what the measurements are for that. So anyway, again, that will be down in the description box, or you can head over to my blog and I'll have pictures and all of the measurements over there on my blog as well. So let's get started with this. We have just a little bit of stamping to do on this card. So we're going to need our inside basic white piece and our focal piece for the front for our sentiment, and we're going to go ahead and stamp those. So the only ink we're going to need for this is the real red, and these are photopolymer stamps again, so we're going to need our Pierce mat to get a good stamped image on those. So let's get our ink pad open here carefully, because it seems like with the dark colors, Those are the ones I seem to get all over me really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the Merry Christmas down at the bottom of this piece first, so then I'll know where to place my tree image. So we're going to just stick that Merry Christmas right at the bottom. Go. And then we'll put our tree above that, right here, trying to center that. Here we go. And then our last bit of stamping is for that sentiment piece on the inside. And that says, "May this special season be wrapped in love and joy." And we're going to stamp that near the top, so that gives you some space to write your personal message in there as well. Okay, so all of our stamping is done. So let's close this ink pad up. There we go. And I'll move this out of the way. And now we can go ahead and start assembling our card. So let's go ahead and do our inside pieces. Get those tucked away. So we're going to go ahead and just glue this basic white piece to our layering piece of real red. Center that so you've got a nice centered border around the outside of that. And then we'll glue this to our inside. Okay, here we go. Do the same thing. Try to get your border even all the way around on your sides there. And now we can start putting together our pieces for the front. So we're going to put this sentiment piece right on this black layer. Then we're going to put our basic white piece onto our real red. Go. Then our designer series paper. Oh, man, that glue today doesn't want to stand up. Put our designer series paper across the front of our card. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So we've got that piece down, so we're getting there. So now we're going to go ahead and glue all of these pieces front of our card. See what I mean? This card does not take long at all to put together, but it's a really pretty card, and so, you know, it is a great way to get a lot of cards done in a short period of time. So the only thing we're going to put on dimensionals is this sentiment piece. I'm going to put a few on here so it stands up pretty well. And then we're going to put a little piece of twine ribbon on there, and we're going to be done with this card. Okay, so then we're just going to center this in the middle of our card, like so. Just make that stand up a little bit. So the baker's twine that I'm going to be using is this really neat pack that comes in the annual catalog, and you get an assortment of 5 of it's the essential pack, and so you get 5 spools, 1 crumb cake, 1 white, 1 black, gray granite, and very vanilla. So this is great. This is a great tool, and that is $11 for all that twine. And I I love ribbon, but I also love twine. And I feel like when you're doing a card, for me personally, when I'm doing a card that's a little rustic or not quite so decorative, that I think the twine works really well as an accent for that. So we're going to go ahead and use the crumb. We're going to use the crumb cake on this card, and we're just going to tie a little bit of a. We're going to tie just a little bit of a bow here. Oh no, this might be bad. I got it. Me and these rolls sometimes do not get along. I have one over there that I will not show you, but it's in kind of a bird's nest mess that I'm trying to find the end. But so sometimes when you take this off the spool, it's a little bit curly. That's not too terribly bad. But if it's real curly, you just go ahead and take your bone folder and you can straighten that out. So I've just taken a couple of 2 small pieces, and I'm going to make, I'm just going to tie a bow with that and just make it a double bow there for the front of our card. Let's see here. And the twine, you know, one thing about the twine that's really nice is that it's so easy to work with. You know, it's very flexible, very soft, so it's not hard to just trim those ends a little bit. And then we are going to go ahead and use a glue dot and stick that on the front of our card. And we are going to be done. And I'm going to just put that right down bottom of our tree. I might trim those ends just a smidge more. Okay, there we go. So that's my card for today, and I think it's a very pretty card that you could send to either, you know, it could be a masculine Christmas card, or it could be just a general card for everybody. So I really like the way that came out. And again, there's our inside sentiment piece, and if you wanted to, you could put a little piece of that designer series paper down at the bottom of this as well to tie that front to the inside. So that's our card. And if you would, I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a little button down below the video to subscribe. And if you want, want catalogs, please just reach out to me. I'd love to get those in the mail to you. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. So if you have any questions or want to know more information about what that looks like for you, I'd love to chat with you. So thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel today, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, and take care.